claims that its idea was hijacked and handed to a competitor after it had won the tender. It's accusing the Matjhabeng municipality of ignoring the appointment letter and service level agreement issued by the Legitimacy Development Agency in 2022, and instead of supplying it with a lease agreement as stipulated in clause 1.21 of the SLA, it says Matjhabeng stalled and failed to explain its decision.
To our surprise is within the document itself of service level agreement, there's where it says that upon the signature of this document, within 7 days, we must be given the lease agreement for the airport that talks about the land availability so that we can be able to start with the project. Till to date, such it has never been furnished to us. Hence, we've been carrying on asking the Matjhabeng to say, as we are the legit appointed company, as King Michael's Pty Ltd, why we are not receiving a lease agreement.
King Michael's insists that the airport project belongs to them and wants to see the project through to the end.
Because we have secured funding for this particular airport. We have engaged with numerous flight schools that we have partnered with so that we can be able to have the flight school. And in our flight school manner, we do not only look as most people they were thought. Our flight school, we're basically focusing on the pilot alone and cabin crew. I mean, there's a lot of different fields within aviation. You know, you've got your air traffic controllers, you've got your flight engineers, you've got ground crew, you've got ground handling crew. There's a lot of things that could be done, and that was our plan.
The company's chairperson says investor confidence has been affected, even though they have assured their investor that the project will commence. It adds that jobs could have now been created for residents of Matjhabeng.
The delay, as you have alluded, yes, has caused a lot of development breakdowns in terms of, you know, the return of investment of the investors and our showcasing that we can and we have the capacity to do this kind of work. It has put up dents, open negative holes. Of course, our intention was to resolve part of the employment problem, you know, of communities by now.
The EFF Provincial Deputy Chairperson says Matjhabeng Municipality needs to explain. The DA leader also weighed in.
Clearly that there's a classic case of jobs for pals and crony cadre networks here. An airport that should be providing lifeblood and tourism and all sorts of things are now caught up in this corrupt network here. And there really does need to be a full and thorough investigation, because we cannot hope to grow our economy with corrupt networks that are siphoning money that should be being spent on projects on the ground, being siphoned off into the pockets and into these networks. Who benefits? A very small group of people. Who loses out? Large numbers of local residents.
Meanwhile, the Matjhabeng municipality declined to comment, saying it wants to focus on delivering services to its residents. Kamogelo Siekwi, SABC News in Welkom.